In this video, I'm going to give you some new ideas, some new things to ponder and think about when it comes to guilt, shame, and blushing or skin flushing. Stay tuned.
I'm like, yeah, because people are actually working because they're not having to drive. They're not bullshitting all day at work. People who like to micromanage, they do that through the fear in the office. So if you're not in the office, it's not as scary. But then people have this freedom to do their work.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is April, and oftentimes here on this channel, I will talk about skin blushing and flushing. Today, I want to talk about guilt and shame, how that correlates in the brain, and how when we do flush, for me, it's on my chest and my neck. For others that I've spoken to, I know it's on their face. But we're all in this together. So today I want to talk about guilt, shame, and just some new ideas and new concepts for you to think about as you're going through your day. So let's think about guilt. Guilt is when you feel responsible for a perceived offense, whether that's real or imaginary. So whether real or imaginary, conscious or unconscious, something in your system takes on some guilt that you feel responsible for. And shame is a painful feeling of humiliation caused by consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. So shame is very much me focused and self-conscious of something that I have done or stupid. So if you think of those two, guilt, I feel embarrassed and shameful or guilty for this certain thing, whether that's true or not, and shameful is kind of withdrawn, pulling it inside of you. When you think about your skin flushing, that is an unconscious, subconscious, unconscious, whichever, response in your brain that comes from your sympathetic nervous system. So whenever there is a perceived threat inside of your body, whether that's real or not, adrenaline kicks up, heart rate increases, blood vessels dilate, causes a rush of blood to a certain area of your body. And then those thin blood vessels show that redness all over you. So that is something that is happening unconsciously. In other videos that I talk about, I'm trying to get to the root of what I can't see in the unconscious to bring it up to the surface and work on it. And I believe there's a time and place for that. I believe there's a time and place for let's do the inner work, bring that to the surface, and either accept it or let's get rid of it. But there's going to be times in our lives, or if, like for myself, when I do these videos, I'm talking to you in real time, and I skin flush still to this day. So it's not that I'm here trying to teach you how I overcame, because I'm not in that place yet. But what I am trying to do is link arms with you and let you know you're not alone in this. And here's just some thoughts on my own healing journey or own acceptance journey. What does healing mean? That might be radical acceptance. So when you think about guilt and shame, and those are unconscious factors that we cannot, if we could fix it, we would. You know, if you could fix it, you would. So it's unconscious, and we tend to take responsibility for when we feel embarrassed. And I think it puts us in a mindset of, I am wrong. There's something wrong with me. I do not believe that there's anything wrong with us, and I do not believe that people are broken at all. So if you're telling yourself a story that you are broken or something's wrong with you because of that skin flushing, let's put skin flushing aside and let's just address that in and of itself. Who told you that? And why is that the story that you tell yourself about yourself, that you're wrong and broken? We'll talk about that in another video. So I don't believe that anything is wrong or broken inside of us. I think it's just an unconscious reaction that we are trying to take responsibility for, which then makes us feel shame and guilt on top of that, which then just makes the flushing even worse. So today, the biggest thing that I really wanted to come talk to you about was our mindset and the story, the belief system, and our core beliefs of what we're telling ourselves around shame, guilt, and blushing. So when your face blushes, or for me, when my neck starts to blush, the first thing that happens is I tense up because it's embarrassing, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm taking responsibility for something that's happening in my unconscious mind that I can't get to. So today I want to challenge you and myself to work on I'm not responsible, or just letting go a little bit of feeling so responsible of something that is subconsciously happening in our bodies. I know this happens. I've known a few people who sweat profusely, and it can feel the same way. It feels very shameful and guilty and embarrassment around it because you can't make it stop. But there's so many things that if we could make it stop, we just would. So I think just doing that healing work, whether in our minds or in our bodies, and taking care of ourselves and drinking enough water and eating the right foods and doing the exercise and all the things, even if we just put those aside for a minute and we think about, I wonder why I am taking so much responsibility for something that is subconsciously happening in my body. I don't know about you, but I feel like I could just relax after that. And, you know, it's a journey. There may be days where you feel really strong in it, and there may be days where you feel leveled out. And if you go back and look at my very first video on this channel, I am a hot freaking mess because I am in my feelings and I'm defeated and overwhelmed, but still hopeful. So today, again, let's think about the correlation between guilt and shame and blushing and skin flushing, and start asking ourselves the question, just today, just why do I feel responsible for something that's happening unconsciously in my body? Why do I feel responsible for, you know, anything else that happens in my body? You know, our heart beats unconsciously. We don't have to make it beat. Our organs function unconsciously. We don't have to tell them to work for us. Now, obviously, those are more pleasant things because if they stop working, we stop working. But we don't have to think about it. We don't have to take responsibility for them. And if something was to go wrong with something in your body, I know people who've had emergency gallbladder removal surgery, they're not responsible because their gallbladder just stopped working. So I know that can be a little long-winded there, and I wish I could say, here's my 3 easy steps for you to overcome this. And I believe one day I may have something a little more along those lines. But here's the thing. I did not start this YouTube channel to come teach you because you need a teacher and you need a leader and you need a healer. I came here because I am walking through this journey myself, and I'm always inspired when other people are going through something and they're open enough to share it with me so that I can actually see it in real time and go, holy crap, that same thing happens to me. I'm not alone in this. And so more so, I'm here to talk through the things that I'm learning in hopes that it may help you as well. And if it doesn't, this is my healing journey. And so today, I guess my challenge for you and myself is I'm not going to take responsibility for things that I cannot control, but I will continue down the journey of trying to discover what may be happening underneath. So when and if you start skin flushing today or blushing, I want you to let your mind go to a place of, I wonder why I'm taking responsibility for this. And in that fight or flight response that's happening in your body, see if something comes up inside of your mind to reveal to you why you're having a shame and guilt reaction, if that's your story. So I will see you all tomorrow. I hope these tips are helpful. If you like this video or like any of the videos and want to stay in the know of what's going on here, please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like if you liked it. Leave some comments below. I'd love to hear your story, hear how you're dealing with your own skin flushing, and what are your thoughts about taking responsibility around something that is unconscious that you have no control over. I'd love to hear your feedback there, and I will see you all tomorrow. See ya!